Hello, this is Tina with Petri's Place Wildlife Rehab, and that was Diggy Smalls, our prairie dog, saying hello too. But we had almost 2 week old baby skunk that was orphaned, brought in just a few minutes ago. It is 164 grams. It is riddled with worms, so we've done some dewormer. And it was fed some kitten milk replacer, so we're trying to clean it up. Now we haven't fed it here yet. We do have some formula mixed up, but we're not quite ready to feed. This baby has been given some fluids. We did some ringers, so basically some subcutaneous fluids to try to get him hydrated. We are trying to stimulate, since we did deworm, and keep them from getting too settled. We don't want the worms to spread to any other animals, so we will keep this baby quarantined. But luckily, we are seeing a little bit of urination. It did have a little bowel movement when it got here because it had been fed previously, but the worms are causing some serious bloat. You can see he's positively responding to the stimulation, so that is a good sign. It isn't very vocal, which is a little bit of a concern, but baby skunks are going to be out and about here in South Texas this time of year. You will see the mamas out hunting during the day, and even older skunks than this, trying to a sign of rabies. Uh-oh, looks like we we dropped, but we're back. Are kept, away from these animals so that they can basically get fed and taken care of by mama and moved on. Mama will move them if there's a sign of a threat. But in this case, we're not sure what happened to mama. There was another sibling that did not survive. And so we are going to do our very best to take care of this little dude. It looks like we've gone enough potty. Now overall, the baby doesn't have any injuries. There is one small nick on the tail, which could just be an ant bite because the baby was found outside and in the grass. There are the good markings. We cannot tell whether or not this baby is healthy because of the worms and the bloat, and his temperature is pretty cold, so we're trying to warm him up. And I am here alone, so I'm not able to see any kind of comments or chats or anything. So if you have any questions or you want to let me know anything, I will get back to you after. I just want to make sure that I've been able to warm this little guy up first. And I'll wait for the hydration to take more of a positive impact before I try to feed. I was hoping to make sure that, we saw a good movement here, bowel movement here. But every time I think he's going to try, he doesn't. Sorry, I'm not trying to keep you out of frame. This is a little more difficult than I thought because he's so tiny. So to try to put him in perspective, here is a sugar packet. This is a little baby, so little bitty guy. I just want to warm him up gently. Mama would lick them clean like a kitten, so we're not gonna do that ourselves, but we are gonna try to keep some blood flowing in the little baby. Maybe see some of the worms pass, since it's been a little while since we wormed. I'll show you the markings. Beautiful markings on this little baby. Now, skunks are really, really good to have in your neighborhood. Skunks, one of their favorite sources of food are going to be hornets' nests. They also like to eat snakes and grubs and scorpions. In South Texas, that's big for us, but they like to eat scorpions. And that was a good little response. Mice, they do feed on mice. They prefer live mice, and so that's a risk if you're using any kind of poison or if someone's putting out poison. The mice will eat it, and then the skunks will eat those mice, and that's very dangerous for the skunks. but they're pest eaters. You want to see them around. And although, you know, the fear is that they could spray, it's really easy to get the skunk's scent out of you and your animals, and that would be cheap champagne. Don't worry about the tomato sauce and all of that. You're going to want to use cheap champagne or blue Listerine, but cheap champagne is literally less expensive than blue Listerine. So we are hoping that this is going to have a positive and happy ending. Right now we're going to get this little baby back into some warmth because my hands can't keep it warm enough, and check on him every few minutes. He is trying to cry. There's so much noise in here that you really can't hear anything. He's a little bit of stuff in his nose, so we'll keep checking on him. But I wanted to introduce you to this skunk right after it came in, and then we'll see how tonight goes. Hopefully this ends in a positive way. Well, I appreciate you guys joining me, and I will try to keep you updated on this little guy and whether or not he gets a name. But here at Petri's Place, we are Friends of the Wild, and we hope that you check back in with us and see who we get in next. Have a great night.